Hello and welcome to today's lesson. Today we'll be talking about using apostrophes. So your first question must be, what is an apostrophe? Can you say that word? Apostrophe. Apostrophe. Boys and girls, apostrophe is something that we start to learn only in grade 1. But with today's lesson, we will see 1 or 2 apostrophes, and I think it's important for you to know what an apostrophe is. And of course, for tomorrow's lesson, we might need to know it as well. So let's answer that question. What is an apostrophe? An apostrophe looks like a comma, but we put it at the top of the word. Here at the example, you can see the name David. You know Teacher David. But here it says David's. But after the D and before the S, you can see a little red mark at the top of the word, by the top of the letter D. That is an apostrophe. Like I said, it looks like a comma, but we put it at the top of the word. So, the next question is, what does it do? The apostrophe does 2 important jobs in English. In the morning we will practice one, and in the afternoon we will practice the other. For the part-time classes, you guys will have to do both at the same time, so it will be a little bit tricky. Good luck! First, it helps us to show possession. So the possession is the state of having or owning something. If you buy a piece of candy, that is your candy. You own it, or it belongs to you. It is something that is of your possession. You own it. Nobody else's. It's yours. You paid for it. It belongs to you. So how does an apostrophe show ownership in sentences? Let's have a quick look. So later on, you'll learn that apostrophes can be used for possessive nouns. Okay, so in our picture, we have a singular noun. It's a girl's name, and her name is Katie. The word says, Katie's picture. The picture belongs to Katie. It is her picture. If we look at the spelling again, this person's name is Katie. K-A-T-Y. That's the name. There's nothing special or fancy about it. But when we use an apostrophe to show ownership, we use an apostrophe plus the letter S to show who it belongs to. Katie's picture. Okay, that shouldn't be too tricky to understand. Let's go into a little bit deeper. The next one we look at, the boy's pencil. So the pencil belonging to the boy is the boy's pencil. So it does work for names, like before with Katie, but here it works for a normal noun like boy. Boy, we know how to spell B-O-Y. But when we want to show that something belongs to the boy, we put the apostrophe S at the end. The boy's pencil. It shows that the pencil belongs to the boy. Who owns the pencil? It is the pencil. Okay, don't worry too much more than above that. There's many other rules that go with this, boys and girls. But first, let's have a few look at some examples to help us understand it easier. So let's look at the sentences for some examples. The table that belongs to Mr. Jim. It is Mr. Jim's table. You see how we can make the sentence shorter and easier to read by using the apostrophe plus S? In the first sentence, the table that belongs to Mr. Jim. This sentence is correct, but it is a little bit long. So we use apostrophes again to help make our lives easier when speaking. It is Mr. Jim's table. Again, we can see Mr. Jim is the person's name, and we add apostrophe S to show who the table belongs to. All right, let's look at the next one. Our next sentence is, the coat that belongs to Mom. Okay, nice and easy sentence. But if we want to make it easier, it is Mom's coat. Again, we know the spelling mom, we spell M-O-M. But we add the apostrophe S to show that the coat belongs to Mom. It is Mom's coat. All right, nice and easy. Let's do one last one. Our last sentence for today. The dog has a bone. It is the dog's bone. It's not always about making the sentences shorter. Sometimes it's just easier to say. It is the dog's bone. It is the cat's food. Or we can do it even shorter. We'll teach you again this afternoon where it is we change to it's. It's the dog's bone. Easier and easier each time. Again, dog we know how to spell D-O-G, but now we add apostrophe S to show the bone belongs to the dog. We use the same rule almost like the adjectives where we put the adjective before the noun. Now we use the apostrophe S and the person who owns it before the noun. Jim's table, Mom's coat, dog's bone. These are quite easy sentences, and if you ever see an apostrophe like this is usually what we're talking about, especially if you see there's a thing after it. All right, if you still need some help, make sure to rewatch these slides. Enjoy, and I'll see you on the next one. And as always, thank you for watching. I hope you've learned a lot and had a little bit of fun in today's lesson. And make sure that if you still don't understand it, please watch the video as many times as you want until you remember the rules. Once we remember the rules, speaking becomes easier and easier. That's what's for today, boys and girls. Have fun, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.